We are not in a competition with each other. And I've made it very clear to Floyd, the day you get tired of me, don't go and organize against me. Just tell me, I think you have served your term. It is time to go. I will leave without putting up a fight because I will know it's a friendly fire and it comes from a good place. The problem starts when you start organizing against me and I hear it in the corners. I'm very ruthless against people who do such things to me. So never try that with me. And he knows that because I've never lost a conference in my entire life. And no one I supported has ever lost a conference in my entire life. I'm a tactician. I always plan my way. I told you, do not conspire against me in the corners because I will plan my comeback. And when I do so, I'm very ruthless. I don't play games. And I do so without hesitation. I tell you on your face, a war has been declared. Let's fight. Because I'm not a coward. I don't conspire around against those I work with.
We are where we are. Painful as it is, we have to accept it. And we have to move on. It was unexpected. So we accept it. There's nothing much we can do. And that we are not stuck where we are. What you need to know is that I will remain a loyal and disciplined member of the EFF, and that my coffin will be draped with the flag of the EFF. Even if I remain alone, I will do so because I'm loyal to this cause. So I want to reassure the ground forces of the EFF, loyal, hardworking, disciplined ground forces of the EFF. I am with you, and I will never turn my back against this organization. This organization has got leadership. This organization has got structures, and the structures are seized with the process of preparing for conference. So be rest assured, tomorrow, the doors of this building will still be opened. We are not closing this building today, and we're not closing this building tomorrow. It will remain here as a monument for the struggle for economic freedom in our lifetime. So I want to repeat, I will be buried with the flag of the EFF. My coffin will be draped with the flag of the EFF, and I will never turn my back on my people.
The name Floyd Shivambu belongs in the past in the EFF since he had announced his own resignation.
I've decided not to renew the membership of the EFF because I will join and participate in Umkhonto weSizwe party.
Yesterday, we all saw that this was the matter which was trending, whether it is in the social medias, whether it is on the big screen, whether it is through the internet, whether it is through the medias. Everyone, they were talking about it because it seemed to be a big surprise for some and no surprise to some other people around South Africa. So what is it that we're going to take from all this? Because a lot is being said so far. Some, they call him as a seller out. Some, they say that he have betrayed the EFF. Some, they say that he have disappointed many people who believe in his political careers. Some, they even go far saying that he have destroyed his own political career. Well, what do you think? Because in this video, we are going to have with you a deep conversations to tell you exactly what's been happening. Because does it really make sense for someone such as a Floyd Shivambu to abandon the EFF, a political party which he had invested in, a political party which he had vowed that nothing will happen or nothing will separate him from not being part of the EFF? Today, the many have to come forward and let go everything, all his hard work that he he had invested in the EFF, he had to let go of all these things in order for him to go and join some things which belongs to someone else. Is that possible? Well, we're going to find out in this video. But before we get to dive you through these conversations, allow me to welcome you all. Welcome back guys. Welcome back to our channel. Welcome back to Cool Buzz TV. This is a place where we had provide for you as Pan-African platforms where we get to discuss different matters. So chill and relax, grab your cup of tea, your snacks, and let us have these conversations as we have some revelations that we are going to reveal about the departure of the Deputy President of the EFF, Shivambu. We have a lot that we are going to discuss with you. So besides that, make sure that you like this video already in your numbers, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so, so that you don't get to miss any of our channel. So let's start. The former Deputy President of the EFF, Floyd Shivambu, he had resigned from the EFF, isn't it? And everyone they are aware about it. But it seemed like the opinions among people of South Africa are divided. There are those who believe that yes, it is true, he had resigned from the office, and there are those who still believe that, who don't believe at all that this could be a game. There are people who think that it is something that the EFF and the MK they are planning in order for them to come and work together in the 2029 elections. Well, what do you think about that? Because there is a lot of revelations that we are going to discuss with you in this video. But guys, something is not sitting okay here. Something does not make sense according to our side, according to the way we've been following all these politicians more close from what they've been saying, from what's been coming through their mouth. We found it a bit kind of like complicating for us just to believe what just happened yesterday. No one was not expecting that the press conference which the EFF they had called for, it was gonna come with this kind of surprises. So now that we have to go and sit down and look back at the footage or files which we had of the EFF leaders on what they have said about their loyalty to this movement and what is happening right now, this left us with only one question in mind: whether to believe what is happening right now or whether we have to give it a benefit of doubt. Because if you take for an example, in 2023 in Soccer City during the EFF 10th anniversary, Floyd Shivambu is the man who had introduced Julius Malema. Let us have listened first to what Floyd Shivambu had said the moment when he was introducing Julius Malema. Let us have listened to the kind of message he tried to pass through that introduction. Have listened very well what Floyd Shivambu had to say and what was the message behind all that.
You were 27 years old when we started working together, and I was 25 years. Throughout the 15 years, we have learned a lot from you. This organization and all of us who surround you will not be here if it was not because of your massive contribution. Not just politically, but in our personal and career development as well. So we want to take this opportunity to say kwa kensa ikenzile ngoku inkomo president ya EFF pani mama realebuha enkosi siyabulela siyabonga realibuha for having led us this far. This movement will not be here if it was not because of the decisive and clear leadership of the Commander-in-Chief and President of the EFF. As I said, fighters, my task is a straightforward task. Is to introduce to you today, for the keynote address, a revolutionary. I'm introducing to you the great Pan-Africanist. I'm introducing to you a visionary, a leader who can count in the same lines as Anton Lembede, as Robert Sobukwe, as Thomas Sankara, as Kwame Nkrumah, as Patrice Lumumba, as all the greatest leaders that dare to confront the colonial and apartheid system. I'm presenting to you the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Economic Emancipation Movement. Comrade President.
All right, with these words that the former deputy president of the EFF, Floyd Shivambu, had said back then, and seeing what just happened now, what guarantee do you have that shows or prove that this man indeed is no longer part of the EFF, and what he said yesterday is what's going to happen is not gonna be in the EFF? Because you can tell already that he knows very well, he's aware that this is my house, this is something belongs to me, and I put order in all this. So how possible is it that you will have to leave something that you had worked for in order for him to go and join something that someone else will start? Something is not sitting well on that. We are going to demonstrate that for you in this video. Now, that was Floyd Shivambu who had to say so. But there is also another videos which I want to play for you. This time it is about the president of Julius Malema. And yesterday evening in the press conference, they asked him that question. I remember very well that day, I was there myself. It was in Kempton Park, Johannesburg, where the EFF hosted the gala dinner at the Emperor Palace. Well, Julius Malema in his speech, he passed a message to Floyd Shivambu, and telling Floyd Shivambu in front of everyone who was seated there that he should never even try to go behind his back or try to do something against Julius Malema behind his back, because they will try to do so. He should know that Julius Malema is going to find out about it. And once Julius find out about it, it's going to come back very hard on him. And is going to be very rude toward him. That were the words of Julius Malema and not mine. But yesterday they asked Malema a question, if he was aware of a move that Floyd Shivambu had made to Ndlozi. Julius Malema says that he's not aware, he was not aware. And he even go far saying that he was not aware that on a certain Monday, Floyd Shivambu had to meet the former president Jacob Zuma. But have listened for yourself. Julius Malema had said back then, through his speech, what Julius Malema had to say he was trying to address Floyd Shivambu about their relationship.
It was me who said the truth in my house, hunting. And we are wishing, what is the next step? My answer to him was, Floyd, we must make sure we go back to Polokwane if we want to fight back these people. We must do everything in our power to stay in Johannesburg. Because in Polokwane we will not get the necessary support we want. We gathered every little loss that was left, made sure we serviced our rent for the whole year, then took a decision that we are going to fight them, and we are going to fight them hard. We did so, both of us, joined by many other revolutionaries in the journey to build this solid organization. Not a single day did I feel that Floyd is in a business of trying to betray me. Yes, never, not on a single day, showed me any sign of disrespect. Yes, always showed maximum respect to me and always expressed his views to me in a respectful manner. There's never been a day where I thought me and Floyd will not see each other the following day. We have always looked forward to seeing each other, to exchange ideas robustly. But there's something boring about him. Every time we drink, he waits until he gets sharp, and then he isolates me to a corner and wants to sharpen some idea he believes I didn't hear it properly. And that time I'm focused on dancing, even when I don't know how to dance. The guy will be trying to put some perspective into my mind, but he doesn't know because I'm more experienced than him. I will call either Mbuyiseni or Vuyani and say, come and listen here. This is a very important point. Then he comes and shifts his focus to Mbuyiseni or Vuyani. That way I disappear. And then I will see him the other day.
How to save money and live your best life. Zintle and Martin use InDrive and save on their rides, not Friday fun. InDrive. Ride at a fair price with the driver you trust.
He's a thinker, and he rides around 2 a.m. in the morning. And he can't ride without seeing the stars or without the moon. When he rides, he wants to sit outside and connect with the Spirit and his God. He's a strong believer in God. He's a very strong believer who, when he wants sharp ideas, despite having read a lot, he still seeks wisdom so that whatever he writes makes sense. We complement each other like that. We are not in a competition with each other. And I've made it very clear to Floyd, the day you get tired of me, don't go and organize against me. Just tell me, I think you have served your term. It is time to go. I will leave without putting up a fight because I will know it's a friendly fire and it comes from a good place. The problem starts when you start organizing against me, and I hear it in the corners. I'm very ruthless against people who do such things to me. So never try that with me. And he knows that because I've never lost a conference in my entire life. And no one I supported has ever lost a conference in my entire life. I'm a tactician. I always plan my way. And I always plan to the extreme. When I get married, I imagine the day of divorce. I don't stay on the day of happiness. I've already lived my day of divorce. Even when they visit me, they will never shake me because I've seen them before. I plan in advance. Even with politics, the day I get into a position, that is the day I prepare my exit. That's why I will never trouble you. When they expelled me, I never put up a fight. I went to farm cabbages and they followed me. And once you follow me, I told you, do not conspire against me in the corners because I will plan my comeback. And when I do so, I'm very ruthless. I don't play games. And I do so without hesitation. I tell you on your face, a war has been declared. Let's fight. Because I'm not a coward. I don't conspire around against those I work with. Comrades, all of these people who have worked with me, Talimpofu, Godrich Gadi, Liane Mateis, Klengwem Kalipi, all of them know that we don't have to be friends. They know that I want work ethics, that we must all do that which is expected from us. You must be loyal, you must serve the cause, you must be disciplined and serve the organization. By serving the organization, you are saving your people. I've worked with them. For the first time, I never had to fight with them because we all did what was expected of us. Dali was one of the oldest, followed by Godrich. Not once did they go around boasting with their age. They've always said, this is our leader and shall be given the respect he requires, and we shall serve to the best of our ability. They did so until they released themselves to concentrate on their professions. That's what leadership is about. The same thing with the current leadership of Marshal Dlamini, Poppy Mailula, Veronica Mente, Omphile Mautwe. All of us, we are here to serve. We don't have to be the best of friends. We don't have to be the relatives. Don't force yourself to do the EFF work. It must come from your belly. It must be that you want to do it. Don't do it and go around boasting and giving us attitude as if you are doing us a favor. You have done it so beautifully. That's why all the activities we have planned, they've become successful because comrades have woken up in the morning and went to do what is expected of them. That is what we are known for. This 10 years is a 10 years of hard work by hard-working women and men who are disciplined and ready to serve. Ego will never help any of us. We always have to humble ourselves and serve the people of South Africa.
You see this video that I just played for you. This is Julius Malema addressing about his relationship with Floyd Shivambu and trying to pass a message to Floyd Shivambu in case if he ever try to betray him or if he ever try to leave the EFF. Well, you know, that's what they always say. If you speak some things, words can fly sometimes, but videos with this internet, what your words or whatsoever you have said through your speech won't go anywhere. Because even yesterday, after Floyd Shivambu had announced his resignations from the EFF, Julius Malema was asked also the same question. In the questions, the journalist was referring him back to what I just played you, of what Julius Malema had said. And the question was very simple. That you have said this about the Floyd Shivambu. Now, can you tell us right now what does your relationship with him mean? You heard Julius Malema saying that.
Belonging to a different political party does not make you an enemy. But we must accept that people will have personal decisions and personal developments.
Shame, Floyd. I don't even know what you are asking about. Like, in the past 10 years, there's never been anything that suggests me and Floyd have got fundamental differences. Nothing. We disagree on approach. This one may be this way, that way, and that we can fight and even think of not speaking to each other with Floyd. I didn't know that Floyd did an interview and said our differences. I was going to call him immediately. Which ones are those? I don't have a... You know, there are clowns here in the EFF who think they know us, ne? Who think they were nothing without them. Yeah, who behave in some narcissist way, in a very egoistic way. You will never feel that with Floyd. No. So I don't know, Shem. Hey, you will have to slaughter cows for that fight to happen. It will never happen. That's what the enemy wishes for. He will speak for himself, but from where I'm sitting, I told my son, if I die, you must contact Uncle Floyd so that you guys work together in consultation with your mother on the program of the funeral. My son knows that. So I don't have anybody. Remember, I'm alone. When I was standing there on that thing that took me up there at the in the stadium there, I'm like that. I'm like, I was done. I was alone there. Like if you kill me, it's done. There's no any sibling, no parents, no nothing. So I'm like, for it not to be clumsy politically, you're going to have to consult Uncle Floyd. So you and Mom know that, okay, the EFF interests are well taken care of. Because we can't have a situation where there will be an infiltration and then Floyd, they are even told not to speak at my funeral. And then they are very good at hijacking funerals. So why would I entrust someone with such a responsibility if I've got problems with? So there's nothing, man, like there's nothing even to justify, none whatsoever. And when I was talking to Floyd and I said I'm brutal, well, you know, I'm a lighter moment, SG. And then when I read about, I'm like, it's not even allowed to joke or anything. A joke becomes a headline, like Floyd has been warned. I'm like, ugh. Anyway, if it was other clowns, it will get to them. It will never get to Floyd that he's been warned and all of that. Because he knows the language. He knows when things are meant and when things are not meant. So he has been in the space for a very long time.
Guys, you can see for yourself that this is another proof which is showing that something is not adding up here. Something is not sitting well. Because as I told you in our previous video yesterday, that something did happen which, as politicians, as mature people, as leaders, in order for them to not affect the EFF, or in order for them to not make the EFF spread, they had to protect some stuff. And listening to them talking, you will see that they are kind of like trying to fake everything in front of cameras. Yes. Because if you listen to Floyd Shivambu, you listen to Julius Malema, regardless of how we notice that Julius Malema is disappointed in his words the moment he starts addressing these matters. But you can tell that they are trying all their best to make sure that they don't hold grudges against each other, especially in front of cameras, because we live in the world of politics and you don't need to show how much you hate certain individuals or how much you are willing to say bad things about one person, because you don't know how many enemies these people they have out there. In case if you say something wrong, well, people, they'll come and use it against you. If something has to go wrong for that person, they'll come back and say that, oh, look, Floyd Shivambu once said this. Oh, look, Malema have once said this, that moment when they were separating. Okay? So that was already a sign which shows that, no, these people, they're not in good terms at all. So, but they're just acting to be more normal in front of cameras. So Julius Malema is giving his answer, but you can just tell that this is not the Julius Malema that we know, because Julius Malema, we know him like a man who does not hide his words in the pocket. It does not beat around the bush. He will tell you the truth right there. And if you listen to this press conference which took place yesterday, you will say Julius Malema was even more harsh toward the Deputy President Floyd Shivambu through his word, even though he could not mention his name in all this, but he was very straightforward to address him by telling him that he's making a very big mistake to leave the EFF. Let's put that aside. So you see that whatsoever Julius Malema had said last year and what he said yesterday after Floyd Shivambu decides or to be the one who have to leave him with the EFF, Julius Malema, he acts to forget what he had told us at Hampered Palace during the EFF gala dinner. He forget of everything that he have said, that if Floyd Shivambu tried to do this, this is how I'm going to treat him. Did Floyd Shivambu inform the president of the EFF that he was going to leave the EFF before even make the move to go to MK? No, according to Julius Malema, he said he was not aware about it. Did Floyd Shivambu went behind Julius Malema's back to go and meet Jacob Zuma and negotiate about his arriving in the MK? Yes. Was Julius Malema aware about it? No. So you can tell that Floyd Shivambu did exactly what the things which Julius Malema had prohibited him. Things that Julius Malema had warned him about, that don't do this, if you do this, this is how I'm going to treat you. Now that is the turn of Julius Malema to treat him in that same way as he had said it before. No, we are seeing a different Julius Malema who's coming say that no, we might have our differences, we might have different political parties, but we're still friends, and so on and so on. These are the things that end up making some people now start doubting this departure of the former deputy president of the EFF, Floyd Shivambu. People now are doubting, they're like, no, Julius Malema, the way so hurt, the way so disappointed and feel betrayal by Floyd Shivambu, you should have been more harsh toward him. But how come is it sounding so friendly? And here's the part, another things that really come to my attention as I was listening to this press conference. Julius Malema said that
The constitution of the EFF does not allow people to resign and join other political parties and come back to the party. But I've made this offer to Floyd that the day you decide to come back, you are more than welcome.
that is Julius Malema quoting the EFF policy that once you leave the EFF to join another political party, you must know that the door which you came through, the doors that you have left behind you, it will be closed. So if you go forward, you have to do everything by all means in your power to succeed with your journey. There's no a U-turn for you. But unfortunately, Julius Malema, in the case of Floyd Shivambu, is telling us that Floyd Shivambu is even more than welcome whenever he feels like to come back in the EFF. He can come back, the doors will always be open for him. And these are the EFF policy which is supposed to be applied to everyone who does not want to comply with the EFF policy. What does that mean? This simply means to say that the president of EFF, Julius Malema, is actually willing to break the laws and the EFF policies in order for him to accommodate his friend, or should I say his former friends, to come back. That is what is happening right now. And is announcing it right now so that you guys should put it in your mind that the day, I'm not the one who said it, but Julius Malema himself, it came from his mouth when he said that the day when Floyd Shivambu feel like coming back in the EFF, the door will always be open for him. Now, we have to understand that this could be another message that the EFF leaders was trying to pass to everyone around the world, that Floyd Shivambu is not going anywhere. He's here. And this is what is now making people feel like, no, there's something going on here. Well, when we look or we read News 24, they came also with their articles which they published saying that no, there is a businessman who had approached Floyd Shivambu and asked him if he would like to contest Julius Malema in this upcoming conference which the EFF will be attending in December. So in other words, this so-called businessman, he wants to remove Julius Malema and replace him with Floyd Shivambu. And once these rumors reached to the leader of the EFF, Julius Malema, he went insane, and there were a serious battle, not physical battle, but there was a serious problem between Floyd Shivambu and the EFF. That it's something that we also hit through News 24. We are not confirming anything. These are just rumors who are circulating. Everyone, they are free to comment according to what they believe or what they are having as a possession, as information in their possession. So as what we are having on our site, it does not be the same things at all. Because if that was the case, I think Julius Malema would have been very harsh yesterday when he took the words, when he took the platform. Would have been very harsh towards Floyd Shivambu. But he was so friendly, even telling us on how they went on, they had a dinner.
This morning at 10, we had a meeting of the officials, and then we invited to the last lunch by the TG after the meeting. So before we came here, we ate together. Because there's nothing personal about political personal decisions. So you can be rest assured nothing is really going to affect our relationship.
Why was he saying all this? Of course, it is because he wants to pass a message that they are in a good term, they are in a good relationship, as they always been, nothing have changed. That was another message which he was trying to pass. Because if they had a serious problem, like the way the other papers they are trying to publish it out there, I think we'll have seen it yesterday through their language, but we see a leader who was more calm and who wanted us to make peace with everyone, who did not want anything to do like with whatsoever the social media is saying about them. And that's what we saw from Julius Malema yesterday. So you could see that Julius Malema, he was not doing that. Like he want to attack Floyd Shivambu. He welcoming him in. But guys, what now is happening right now? Well, the truth here is that yesterday in our previous video, I told you something very important. That MK, they need a leader. It would have been better for them to have Jacob Zuma. But Jacob Zuma, with everything which is sitting on his shoulder, is a bit challenging, because you guys, you saw, he even tried to participate in these elections, but he was kicked out. They say that it is not qualified to be part of the parliament. We told you about this yesterday. So obviously, he needs a leader. Now that he decided to go for the former Chief Justice, we saw how the Chief Justice, they start also challenging him inside the parliament, saying that no, a Chief Justice who had an impeachment is not qualified to be sitting here, according to the DA. So obviously these people, as we know them, they are not going to sit quiet about it. They are going to do everything in order for them to neutralize whether it is Jacob Zuma or the MK. Remember, we all know that the president of DA, John Stenizen, he had announced the war against the EFF by considering the EFF as their enemy number one. The EFF, they had accepted also that war. But we never imagined that someday, once there will be another political party called by the Ndlozis of Jacob Zuma, this same DA, they'll take this new political party and consider it as one of their enemies. But that's what he did, John Stenizen, by saying that whether it is the EFF, whether it is the MK's party, all of them, they are going to combine them together and fight them by all means. So, when politicians say they want to fight you, they'll fight you by all means, by any way possible. It's not all inside the parliament you see them fighting. Remember, Julius Malema has been in the parliament all these years, but they always fight him inside the court. Why? Because they want to see him being condemned somewhere. Once they find Julius Malema guilty on one of the charges that they've been putting against him, they'll then send him to jail. Once they come out of jail, then they will use that and say that no, as a member of the parliament, you're supposed not to be having this kind of allegations, or you're supposed not to be doing this like the way they did with Jacob Zuma before the elections. That was the whole games, the whole things that they had planned it. And the MK right now, they are also at that risk. They are looking for anything possible to see on how to fight them. And they are doing that because you see even ANC, after they had expelled the former president Jacob Zuma, they came forward to start telling people that no, they are going to fight the MK because they believe that Zuma has stole something that does not belong to him. So obviously, especially now that Zuma is no longer part of the ANC, these people will do everything by all means to make sure that they fight the MK. So now the MK need a leader. What would be the responsibility of this leader? This leader is not going to be just a leader inside the parliament or inside the MK party. But this leader is there to help them, to protect them against certain
and the respect it requires, and we shall serve to the best of our ability. They did so until they released themselves to concentrate on their professions. That's what leadership is about. The same thing with the current leader.
In alone, I will do so.